Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas. It's Texas Football Today, a program with microphones in front of their face. My name's Greg Tepper. I am the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or listen to the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I'm sitting over there in that chair at the helm. I don't know what I was going to say. Sitting over there with the buttons in front of her. She is the Duchess of the Dork. She's the executive producer of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Texan Life. She's Miss 305. She's Miss 956. She's Miss Llano County 2024. She is Ashley
Yeah, well,
Pickle.
that's a new one. I felt that chair gave off, like, you people vibes.
That chair.
That chair.
That chair. The one that either Ashley or Mallory sits in. That one. Sitting to my right in that chair is Greg Powers, the director of recruiting for Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Hello, Greg.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't have anything else to say. Oh, okay.
I didn't even have Greg's mic
say it again.
thing on.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi.
Hi.
We were talking about this, so we're getting shirts, and you brought up the comment, and this is a tough thing, I think, for especially for boys like us, for large boys. They're asking they want to get us shirts, which is nice. Thank you, corporate. But you have different sizes and different kinds of shirts.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's a medium.
Yep.
And
Large?
you're a Malarge.
Malarge.
Malarge. You're doffing your cap.
You can only say that with a monocle.
Yeah,
Malarge.
You gotta have like a very small dog with you. Anyway, yeah, I feel.
Yeah, I'm between two sizes, and I also wear different size shoes. You know, I'm like 11 and a half in Nike, but
Wow, really?
most other shoes I can be 10 and a half or 11.
See, mine doesn't happen like that in tennis shoes. Mine happens like that in the difference between sandals and tennis shoes. Like there's a big difference there.
Yeah,
And
sandals
like-
I'm going up to 12.
And I don't know about you, but
because open-toed, you don't want your toes hanging out.
for sure. And I don't know about you, but like when I wear heels, I've got to size up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for comfortability.
Absolutely.
Heels, you actually run a little bit small because if they're big, they're going to be flopping. So
And how's come I always see them on TV and there's like that space from the back of the heel to the foot all the time? Is that just like
maybe I'm weird.
they've picked the wrong size maybe at that point
yeah.
and just went with it?
It just depends. Would you rather have a blister on the back of your ankle, or would you rather walk around with a flopping heel where you're going to fall? I prefer to have a blister.
I prefer a shoe that fits.
I'd prefer to have a blister, said Ashley Pickle.
It must be nice to be a man.
Honestly, yeah. Dudes rock up top. Today is Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. 183 days till Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Bob Dylan's 81.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. A bunch of YouTube people. Oh, John C. Riley is 57.
Nice.
Happy birthday
Wow.
to John C. Riley. One of the most versatile actors of
Man,
our
I was
generation.
getting ready to say that exact quote. One of the most versatile actors. You know, he can comedy, drama, seriousness,
Fantastic.
fighting.
Mhm.
He can do it all.
He can do it all.
What a man.
He was in Wreck-It Ralph. It was awesome. It's episode 1598. On today's show, folks, we got This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our recruiting analyst here, Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And then back half the show, Powers went up 35 to Denton High to talk to the Broncos offensive tackle Hayden Gunter, who is a rising star in the recruiting ranks. We will hear from their offensive lineman Hayden Gunter coming up here at the back half of the program. But first, we've got to do this. Okay, you ready?
Let's go.
I'm Greg Tepper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week
And Crootin.
It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our recruiting analyst here on Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScouts. He has fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. And, of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express! We go live to Ashley Pickle.
I had it. Mallory and I got Chicken Express on last Friday, and then we sat there and we ate our Chicken Express and we watched Gossip Girl, and it was just fantastic. I mean, unbelievable.
I got
10 out of 10
So
experience.
I'm not interested in half of that, but I'm very interested in half of that.
Yeah, I got 4 spicy tenders and corn nuggets, And then Mallory got half regular, half spicy on the tendies and fries. She was really feeling the fries. She's like, I don't do the fries often, but you forget how much the Chicken Express fries slap, because I feel like I always go
They're
with
really
something
good.
else because there's so many good side options. Those fries every now and then,
They're
like
really
you
good.
just have to get them.
They're really good.
Chicken Express can even make Gossip Girl good.
Okay, look.
What a great tagline. You can have that Chicken Express. That's yours. That's yours to keep.
Gossip Girl's
Thank
great
you for being a
regardless,
proud
but it made
sponsor of
Chicken
Dave
Express
Campbell's
even
Texas
better.
Football. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our recruiting analyst here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Let's start with our prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise, we're going to Houston, to one of the private school powerhouses down there, Houston St. Thomas, to talk about their soon-to-be senior defensive lineman, Michael Anthony Okwara. He was recently a DCTF 3-star, and as a result, I don't know. I can't say it.
No,
I can't say as a result. I will say these two things happened in quick succession. Named a DCTF 3-star, got an offer from Cal. He already had offers from places like Sam Houston and Lamar, but Cal came calling for Michael Anthony Okwara, and you have to imagine this will not be the last of that people are going to be hearing about this young man.
Really interesting list, because his interest has kind of popped off in the last 48 hours probably. A lot of different schools coming in and evaluating him. UTSA and Tulsa and SFA were all already schools who were very serious about him. Over the last 48 hours, he's picked up quite a lot of other interests from, not only in-state schools but out-of-state schools, as, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, UNLV, Arkansas State, and Nebraska have all made contact with him. Really happy that I had the opportunity to scout him in person, because Michael Anthony's a guy who was, keeping me apprised of his recruitment the whole time, and I liked his tape. I just hadn't, I just didn't have any context to put it in. So, it took about, 2 minutes after you watched his tape and then saw him in person to see that what he was bringing to the field against private school competition translates against not only what I would say very good public school competition in the camp setting, but he's been putting the work in the weight room and in the classroom to be a bona fide D1 guy. And then I interviewed him, and that was even more impressive because he had a lot of cool things to say. I guess it's best to categorize this as like when you go around the state and you do interviews with a lot of football prospects, you can tell guys who kind of seem to get it and that are going to be guys that want to go to college to compete to be better, not just to get to college, right? Like this is the beginning for him, not the end.
Right.
And he sees it that way. And, one of the quotes he gave me is, football is not just a game for me, it's life. And I believe it when he said that. And that's why I think a lot of colleges are also going to be interested in Michael Anthony Okwara.
Michael Anthony Okwara is a guy that, like, when you watch his tape, he's a perfect example of a guy that when you flip on the tape and you start watching him, you forget how big he is. Do you know what I mean? Because he's so quick, you're just like, oh, like that must be like a linebacker. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, no, he's all a 6'3", 250 pounds. He's a big guy. He can just move really well. And that's what stands out to me when you watch his film.
The thing that jumped out to me in person is that he has refined his technique from this. He knows how to use his hands. He doesn't just do one move. He has the whole kit and caboodle. He's able to, finish plays off and get offensive linemen from it. He uses his hands to be able to keep offensive linemen from re-engaging with him, which I think is important. Just like a little bit of nuances that he brings to the table that jumped out to me that caught my eye.
He's Houston St. Thomas defensive lineman Michael Anthony Okwara. He picked up a big Power 5 offer this week from Cal. Have to imagine it won't be the last for the 3-star. Let's go on to our commit of the week. Our commit of the week, we're going to Louisville to talk about their soon-to-be senior cornerback Tony Lewis Nkuba, who committed this week to Arizona State. Had some offers from in-state like SMU, plus places like Arkansas, Cal, and Oregon State. But Louisville's cornerback Tony Lewis Nkuba is heading to Arizona State, now the highest-rated ASU commitment. Yeah,
I think that we definitely had to get both players in our database that have hyphenated first names in the same recruiting notebook. What were the chances of that happening?
By the way, I literally edited both of those capsules yesterday, so yeah, understood.
This is a huge commitment for Arizona State. One, because Nkuba is a guy who is on the upward trajectory as far as his recruitment's concerned. Some sites already have him listed as a 4-star prospect. We have him as the number 61 player in the state, which makes him a 3-star. Is only the top 50 highest rated players in Texas are 4 stars per the way that we do our rankings. But Nkuba is one of these guys who just seems to have that dog in him, and you got to have that on the island, right? When you're playing one-on-one against a 6'3" to 6'5" wide receiver with 4.4 speed, you got to play with confidence. And Nkuba has plenty of it, and he just continues to get better with each and every repetition. He was the next level athlete, defensive back MVP from the showcase back in January, and he's went on to dominate it in other camp settings as well. But he had 7 interceptions last season. So it's not just camp, right? Like in the pads, this guy can play.
Yeah, it translates. He's got all the skills, and it's no wonder that he's been so highly sought after. And now he is a commitment to Arizona State, is Tony Lewis Nkuba, the cornerback from Louisville. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our recruiting analyst here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Let's roll on to our underclassmen of the week. Our underclassmen of the week, we're going a little bit farther north, staying in Denton County, though, to Denton Ryan to talk about their soon-to-be junior offensive tackle, Ty Haywood, who picked up his 20th offer this week when he got an offer from a small college in Louisiana State University. It's already got offers from places like Alabama, Baylor, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon, TCU, A&M, Texas Tech, USC. I can keep going.
Take a drink, name more schools.
I can keep doing it. He is going to be a junior this upcoming season. 6'6", 270, a monster up front. The 20 offer list is just a nice round number for a guy who's not going to stop at 20.
Yeah, this is a prototype guy. Long arms, great wingspan, strong, quick, athletic. Denton Ryan has to hit the reset button at some positions, but they don't have to hit the reset button at left tackle because they're bringing Ty Haywood back.
Think about that. He played left tackle as a sophomore in like one of the toughest districts in the state. I mean, that's really impressive stuff.
He's been one of the hottest recruits this spring too. Alabama was his offer before LSU, so I think Alabama was number 19. You mentioned Ohio State. Like all the big teams are chasing after him already. And I Denton Ryan is like one of my favorite schools to follow recruiting at because they seem to do a really good job, or their players that go to that school seem to be really adept at picking the program that fits them best. There's not a feeder program for Denton Ryan. You can't go, Texas offered so-and-so at Denton Ryan, he's going to be a Longhorn, or Oklahoma. They've sent guys all over the place. Denton Ryan players litter college football rosters across the country. So this is going to be a recruitment that I'm going to be very interested to follow because I have no idea which way Ty Haywood may be leaning early in the process, and he has so many options on the table that I would imagine that he just picks the school that fits him best, and that school's going to get a stud.
Let me do what I know you love for me to do, which is to go off of the script and ask you a question. So obviously, like we don't have like numerical rankings for these guys quite yet for the class of 2025.
Well, actually, we do.
Give me a ballpark for where he's gonna end up. Where we kind of see, is he like 3-star, 3 to 4-star? What are we talking here?
He's on the 5-star watch list. Wow. I currently have him, penciled in as number 16 in the state.
Okay.
So I mean, a dude's dude.
Yes. Elite is what we're talking. Yes. He's in that conversation for a 5-star. So keep an eye on that name.
That wasn't too bad. I didn't know which way that was going to go. It wasn't too bad.
I never know with those type of things.
I can handle that one.
Okay, good. I'm going to throw you another curveball here in a moment.
All right.
Let's get on to our recruit of the week. Our recruit of the week is Katy Pato defensive end Logan Thomas. Now, Logan Thomas is an excellent football player. He could be our recruit of the week any week. But he's specifically our recruit of the week this week. And specifically today, Powers, because at 4:45 p.m., actually 4:30 p.m. here on TexasFootball.com and YouTube.com/Dave Campbell's TF, he will be committing live on our airwaves, exclusively on to Dave Campbell's Texas Football. The 4-star prospect Logan Thomas, his live commitment coming up here today at 4:30. He's got 10 schools that he's narrowed it down to. It's all huge schools.
Right.
Someone's going to have themselves a really nice Wednesday because of what Logan Thomas is going to say at about 4:30 today.
I was recently by Katy Pato and didn't get a good read on where he was going to go. He's such a well-spoken young man that we went the most in depth. I'll give you 4 schools we went the most in depth on.
Okay.
We went the most in depth on Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, and Notre Dame. And since then, he's taken a visit to see the national champs in Georgia. And I can only judge by some of the photos because I didn't follow up with him since he took his visit to Georgia. He looked like he was having a really good. He looked like he was having a really good time. So there are some top programs that are really fighting for Thomas's signature, and you only have to stay tuned. 4 or 5 more hours to figure out where he's going to go. Mm-hmm. So just go ahead and do yourselves a favor and tune in for Logan Thomas's commitment and see where he wants to go. We're excited to be able to be there to broadcast it, and this is stuff that we want to do more of. We had Tobias Steps in the studio recently. We're going on location to film Logan Thomas's commitment, so this is something that we're really excited about, and we hope that y'all enjoy it.
We're going to have a little pregame show, a little pre-commitment show coming up for you at 4:30. It sounds like he's going to be pulling the trigger about 4:45. So tune in 4:30 to get ready for Logan Thomas's live commitment here with Dave Campbell's Texas Football. He's Greg Powers, our recruiting analyst here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScouts. He has fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting, but he's not going anywhere because he's going to introduce the next segment.
I'll stay right here.
We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. TexasFootball.com is where you can find complete coverage of high school football, college football, and recruiting all across the Lone Star State. Hope you'll consider going to TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. 3 magazines, including the legendary Summer Edition, mailed to you before it hits newsstands. Plus, a year's worth of exclusive online content at TexasFootball.com, like great insights from our own Greg Powers on the recruiting side. And a year's worth of Dave Campbell's Texan Live. That's right, Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Hundreds and hundreds, thousands even, of live high school events across the state of Texas, including hundreds and hundreds of Texas high school football games and hundreds of Texas high school football playoff games, live on your device. TexanLive.com. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe, everything I just listed, all for $49.95. Larceny. Stop taking food out of my mouth.
It's a steal.
Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Makes a great gift. Father's Day is coming up. And I know, look, I get one for free because I work here, but I'd love a subscription to Dave Campbell's Texas Football.
Yep.
TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Now, a word from our friends.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
The Gambling Gauchos are a Texas Tech podcast serving you money lines, memes, and Matador content on Twitter, YouTube, and StakingThePlains.com.
Well, let's put it this way. If they pay me off in tortillas, I'm going to shoot them right in the eye.
If you're looking for more Big 12 sports content from a host who wants a 25 tacos in 20 minutes and another that can provide a taco bites per minute analytical breakdown of the feat, then Rob and Kyle are the hosts for you. New episodes every Sunday and Thursday on the Republic of Football podcast feed.
The 83rd KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship, the most historic and prestigious event in senior golf, kicks off an unprecedented run of major championships coming to PGA Frisco over the next 11 years. From May 24th to May 28th, join us as the best golfers over the age of 50 compete to have their name etched on the Alfred S. Bourne Trophy. Past senior PGA champions have included true legends of the game like Sarazen, Snead, Palmer, Nicklaus, Player, and Watson. A limited number of hospitality, pro-am, and ticket opportunities remain available for you to be a part of the first major championship at PGA Frisco. And keep in mind, corporate clients and ticket purchasers at this May's KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship will receive priority access to offerings at future major championships held at PGA Frisco, including the 2025 KPMG Women's PGA Championship and the 2027 PGA Championship. Visit srpga.com for more information. Who'd you talk to this week, Deathblade?
We caught up with offensive tackle Hayden Gunter from Denton. This dude has been on a meteoric rise throughout the spring, picking up 12 scholarship offers with some elite ones in the mix.
Here's Denton offensive tackle Hayden Gunter here on Texas Football Today.
Greg Powers, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and I'm joined out here by Denton Giant Hayden Gunter, coming out here at Trapping in the Trenches camp and showing what you can do, man. It's been a really cool recruiting process for you here as of late. Oh, yeah. Picked up double-digit offers all the way up to 12, and we'll dive into the recruiting, but I want to kind of ask you a little bit about Denton High and how the team's looking up. I know you guys just got out of spring ball, so how'd you guys do, and what are you guys looking forward to in the 2023 season?
Now, we definitely did really good. I mean, last season, my sophomore and freshman year were kind of rough years, and then this year we bounced back. We were one game short of the playoffs, so that one hurt. So this year we're definitely looking to go to the playoffs and go far, too. Not just first round, but keep on going. I definitely feel like we got a lot of potential. We got a lot of talent at the school, so it's going to be a great year. Talk about your own development. Obviously, you've been doing something right in the weight room, been doing stuff right off the field, academics. You got some great academic offers as well. What are you trying to prove out on the field as a senior to show what you've done to get ready for that year? I'm just trying to prove that I've been working, no days off, just been grinding, and, I'm just perfecting my craft. Last year was my first year playing O-line, so I feel more comfortable in my stance, just getting stronger, getting bigger, getting better, perfecting my craft, and just going out there and proving myself. I don't mean to throw you a curveball, but I always like to ask, is there a player in the NFL or college football who you feel like, I kind of resemble that guy, and then you watch his tape and try to figure out, how do you turn into, an NFL type of guy? Yeah. Nah, I'm a big Cowboys fan, so Tyron Smith's definitely one that I look to, and Tyler Smith. I think Tyron Smith just because, I'm a skinnier tackle, and Tyron Smith, he's just a brick house. He's not, big or blubbery or anything. Has to wear that knee pad on his elbow. Yeah, exactly. Nah, he's a big dude. Obviously I'm not near his size, but I'm definitely trying to be. So he's definitely someone that I look up to, and, I just try to, mirror my game to his. 12 offers are on the table. We'd be here a long time if I asked you about all 12, so I'm not going to ask you about specifics on each one of those schools. I looked at your list, and so I picked out a couple schools that I thought would be really interesting to ask you about. But first and foremost, I want to ask you about the first offer and just in general what you felt like when Texas Tech stepped to the table. I'm sure that was a cool day for your family. What was it like at home when you found out that you were not only going to be playing college football somewhere, but you were going to be playing P5 college football likely somewhere? Yeah, no, it was an awesome experience. Obviously, everyone who's playing football dreams to that moment, and it was really cool. It kind of happened the night before the offer. Coach Blanchard started texting me, and then the next day he called me up, and it was really cool how he did it because right before anything happened, we were just on the phone. He was like, because we were with my head coach, and we were on his phone, and he was like, if you were to call your mom, would she pick up? And I was like, yes, sir. So I called my mom, and I put her on the line, and he told her first I was going to full ride offer. So that was one of the most memorable moments of my life. It was a really awesome experience. You earned a steak that night, didn't you? Yes, sir. I don't think I ate a steak, but yeah. You earned one. A school that jumps out to me because it's in the SEC. It's a great academic institution, and they're another one of your early offers. You've been able to take a trip up to see Vanderbilt. What stuck out to you about that trip, and why are the Commodores like a team that could potentially land you? Yes, sir. Now, the Commodores are definitely a team that I hold highly on my list. Coach Blazek and the staff, I have a good relationship with them. I contact them constantly. They came out twice to come see me practice, Coach Blazek once and Coach Lynch once, and I talk with Coach Lee and all of them. It's a great relationship, and, they got good academics. They're in Nashville. It's SEC. You're playing against the top competition. So, there's a lot of lot of good features that go into Vanderbilt.
Another school, ACC Duke, Blue Devils. You had a chance to go out there and look at that. The campus always looks really cool when you see it on TV. Is it as beautiful as like what you might think it is?
Yeah, and Duke was a beautiful campus, the chapel and everything. The whole environment was awesome out there. It is really pretty.
Stanford is a offer that really grabs my attention. I think it's one of the most elusive offers to get. You got it. Congratulations. And I know that that's a more recent school. So what are you learning about Stanford, and could you really picture yourself being a Cardinal one day?
Yeah. Now, I could definitely see it happening. I mean, obviously, I don't have a favorite right now, but Stanford, I mean, I was on the phone with them, and they gave me the offer. I'm going out to see them the first weekend of June, and, I'm excited. One of the main things they said, obviously, they're number 3 academically. You know, it's hard to beat. They're in California. It's a beautiful place in Silicon Valley, but also they're like O-line university. They've had 9 guys drafted in the past 10 years, and 3 of them first-rounders, and the whole environment out there is just kind of dominant, really. Yeah. They're kind of fallen off the last 3 years, but I believe they're on the upcoming. So
the Cardinal, not – yeah. I knew what I was talking about.
Sir.
It's just hard. It trips you up sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, when I said it a little bit wrong. But that's an official visit in June?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. And TCU, I mean, they played for the national championship last year, advanced to the top level of college football. Sonny Dykes and his staff there seem to be doing a tremendous job recruiting the Lone Star State and identifying talent, so I'm sure that offer really grabbed your attention. I'm sure that your teammates and stuff probably thought it was cool too.
Oh yeah, no, that offer was huge. I mean, I went and visited them back in I want to say it was early March. I think early March. And then they came out to watch me practice, and he let me know later that night on the phone that I had received an offer. So I had always held them pretty high. I mean, they're close to home, which is a plus. It's not a deciding factor for me, but I mean, it's definitely nice having my parents be able to come watch me play. But another thing is that they've put guys in the NFL. They just had Steve Avila go to the NFL. They got Brandon Coleman. They got their center that just went to the NFL. I mean, Brandon Coleman, he's a DHS graduate too. So it's a cool environment. They're definitely developing people out there.
You heard it from Hayden Gunter, the man himself, one of the hottest prospects in the entire state of Texas throughout the spring evaluation period. Congrats on the rise, man, and good luck as you search for that right school.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There he is, Hayden Gunter, large boy at Gunter. I'm sorry, Hayden Gunter, large boy at Denton. Not Hayden Denton, large boy at Gunter.
Right.
Hayden.
Could go either way.
You know what?
Gunter,
that almost tripped me up too.
Yeah.
Because
they're both like north.
Yeah, your brain hits north.
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, it's up there. That's an impressive young man.
He's a large human.
He's a large guy. Good interview too. Excited to see what he does. But yeah, a rising star, a guy who's been on the rise.
I'll be interested to see who he picks. Always when a recruit gets a Stanford offer, that puts me on notice.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons. One, academics, right? They don't offer a whole lot of players. I think it's probably one of the most elusive offers to get in the entire country. And two, I mean, Stanford could realistically, because of what they offer, beat anybody, right? Like they could land any recruit anywhere who has like that interest level in an academic institution, and you can fall in love in Palo Alto.
Oh,
it's nice.
It's
really nice. But TCU is played for the national championship last year, so I mean, there's like he's got some very intriguing offers on his list.
Good problem to have.
Yeah,
too many good offers. We appreciate his time a little bit earlier. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
Couple of different things coming up. So a reminder we'll go first here. A reminder, 4:30 this afternoon on our YouTube page. Katie Pato, Logan Thomas is making his commitment live on our YouTube page. So incredibly excited to see that. We'll have him down there in Katy, Texas doing that. And then coming up at 2 o'clock, ROF, Republic of Football, Mallory Hartley, Ishmael Johnson, and Mike Craven going live. So
live Republic of Football.
Yeah, we're done here. Live Republic of Football at 2, and then back to YouTube you go at 4:30 for Logan Thomas's live commitment down there from Katy Pato. So a just chock full day of live programming here for Dave Campbell's Texas Football.
Cooking with Crisco.
Whole lot of fun. Football fans, stay tuned.
Yeah,
exactly
all day.
Got to stay plugged in.
Just stay locked into everything we've got to offer. Don't ignore your family. We're your family now.
I'm the captain now.
It's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thanks again to Hayden Gunter of Denton for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle and Greg Powers, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.